What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, I want to talk about LeBron James and his situation. The more you, the more LeBron James' situation is examined, it just seems like a bad record deal. And I mean, the whole situation with his life and what's going on, right? Just seems like a bad record deal. Um, when you hear people talk about those 360 record deals and how number one, they keep you in what is called perpetual slavery, right? Because you can never really work yourself out of those deals. You're constantly working. And that's what we're seeing right now with LeBron James. And athletes get caught up in the what is it the advance that a lot of times these athletes and these artists get advances, right? And they think that once they get these advances that it's all good. And so when LeBron James first came into the public eye as far as being a basketball player, I think he's probably was about 15 or 16 years old. And ever since then, well, even back then, he was getting advances. Right. I remember when LeBron James was in high school. I think he probably was a junior in high school, and his mother gave him a Range Rover. I don't maybe it was for his birthday. I don't know. But she had gave him a Range Rover. Or was it a Hummer? Oh, yeah, it was a Hummer. And I remember thinking at the time, like because I mean, he couldn't everybody knew that his mother couldn't afford a Range Rover. So the money was coming from somewhere, and it was an advance, right? Probably from a sponsor or a booster or something like that. Now, the thing is, once you start accepting gifts, then people want something in return, right? And they want you, a lot of times, if you accept the gift like that, they want something bigger than what they originally gave you. And LeBron James, being so young, didn't realize that. So what they did also is that they put Jay-Z, they put Jay-Z in LeBron James' circle, so Jay-Z could have influence over LeBron James. And so what I want to do what I want to do is play this audio from Jason Whitlock's show. He's talking about Jay-Z. Him and Larry Johnson to talk about Jay-Z and the effect that Jay-Z had on LeBron James. And I think this is where, because LeBron James patterned himself after Jay-Z. And Jay-Z basically sold LeBron James this bad deal that he's in. He was not. And LeBron James, this deal that LeBron James in my opinion, is a lifetime deal. And it's a deal that LeBron James will not be able to get out of. Right. And so let me play this audio from Larry Johnson and what is it, Jason Whitlock. And I'm gonna come back and get some more of my input.
Back a little bit, because this is like the umpteenth time that I'm hearing him around 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds or teenagers, not just males and not just females, but now males. So him saying that he's been his big brother since 16 sounds like what P. Diddy was to Usher.
Or Justin Bieber.
Oh, Justin Bieber.
Wow. So unpack it, because you confused me for a brief moment.
Mm.
When Jay-Z and LeBron, and you're basically saying his relationship with LeBron at age 16 is inappropriate.
I would say so. Yes, I would say so. Like, what do you need to groom this kid for? Like, LeBron really didn't need any big brother or business partner. They brought things to him and said, we would like you to do this. It would be beneficial if you did this. But they need to create an image that this is a organically Black, grown, successful business with businessmen. So if you knew who really was behind LeBron and Jay-Z, we would never touch LeBron or Jay-Z. If we truly know who was really running them, we wouldn't touch it. And this is the reason why they give us blackface or reverse blackface with LeBron and Jay-Z and these business ventures. It made.
All right, so let me just speak on that, right? Because like I said, Jay-Z just had such a big influence over LeBron James at an early age, and LeBron James was signing up for something that he didn't realize what he was getting into. Now, also in this video, earlier in this video, I didn't play it. I played it on another video that I said. Jason Whitlock spoke about Michael Jordan not really having an influence in the development of LeBron James. And he also said that he thought that Michael Jordan would have been a better influence, which I can agree. But I think that Michael Jordan was in a position, or probably is in a position, that he really couldn't do anything to help LeBron James, because LeBron James, by the time LeBron James was just, he was brought into this industry by people who had plans for him. And so Michael Jordan he don't have enough say so and pull in order to save LeBron James from the powers that be. So if Michael Jordan couldn't save LeBron James, then it probably was best for him not to be in his circle, because he didn't want to promote anything that would harm LeBron James. And so, he would be proud of the blame, like what Jay-Z is, right? Jay-Z mentored LeBron James, gave him business advice, and LeBron James patterned himself after Jay-Z. And this is why LeBron James is in the situation that he's in right now.
It needs to seem that we are able to attain to this level by ourselves organically. We just need to be successful in one thing. And then from there, we can make all the decisions we want. And that's never been further from the truth.
So the reason I'm having you on and why you're such an expert on this is because at one point in football, you were a LeBron James-like figure, and you initially fell in with Jay-Z and Rockefeller. How did that happen? And I know you've told the story a million times, but just for our audience's sake.
So listen to Larry Johnson. He woke up after a while, right? And he didn't, he saw what was going on, and he didn't allow himself to go down that path. So let's listen to what Larry Johnson says from here.
How did that happen? And then how did you fall from underneath that spell or get away from that association?
My association was really weird to think of it. I had a clothing store in State College, Pennsylvania, near Penn State, called 527. Obviously, I wore number 5 at Penn State and 27 with Chiefs. And one of our biggest suppliers was Rockaware. And this is even before I even met them or were around them. So they said, hey, you should come out to the Magic show. They do like a clothing show of the upcoming seasons of these clothing lines in Vegas. So I went there, and that's when I first met them. But they were already selling me to Dame Dash with Pro Kids and Rockaware, which they were going to have the athletic apparel line, Team Rock. So it was just 2 football players at the time. It was me and Jonathan Vilma. I just happened to be close to New York. So I was always around New York. I lived in Long Island City with my then fiance. And that's how that relationship built up. So I went from, when Jay and Dame split, I went from Team Rock Pro Kids to Rockaware and S. Carter. And of course, paying me to wear his S. Carter cleat when Reebok came with that short and brief line. So that's how the relationship started. And ever since then, I came around every once in a while. I really wasn't like I said, like Maverick and Rich Paul, when they were around him, they were like groupie teenagers. Like, they were so happy. Me, I was always quiet around them. I didn't say much. I hung out more with the bodyguard Julius more than anybody else, because at the end of the night, when Jay would go home to be, or they would separate, we were always around the people who worked for them. So that me, it was either the personal assistant or her right-hand woman or Julius. So that's who I was around. But our relationship really didn't go into the occult like that. Now,
and see, I think Larry Johnson really didn't. he wasn't really all that, you know, excited, or he wasn't a groupie for like Jay-Z. That's why, and he was a little bit older, so that's why Jay-Z really didn't have the effect on Larry Johnson that he did LeBron James and the guys that, you know, was around LeBron James. And so I even made a video, I think it was a couple days ago, where I said, and I spoke about how when LeBron James and his business partners, Maverick Carter and Rich Paul, when they were young, they accepted these gifts from you know, people in the industry like Jay-Z. And there's never, you know, there's never anything free. There's always an expectation. Although you don't find, they didn't find out up front what the expectation was, but by the time they did find out what the expectation was for the gifts that they accepted, you know, now I think LeBron James and the people in his camp are starting to realize like what the price is, right? And so you know, I just think that this situation that LeBron James is caught up in, man, is just really a bad deal. He came into it when he was young. He didn't understand, but it's something that he won't be able to get out of. You know, I don't think he'll be able to get out of. So it's really this is a crazy situation, and that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you out in the next video. Peace.